Hey Zui. Hi Zai. You have been busy lately? Yes, I have been doing a course on REBT at Heart to Heart Counseling Center in Mumbai. Oh, what is that? What is it about? REBT stands for Rational Emotive Behavioral Therapy. It is a form of psychotherapy which was developed by Albert Ellis. It is an efficient, evidence-based approach to assist individual to cope with adversity and achieve a fulfilling life. That sounds interesting. Did you know that many of our religious scriptures promote similar ideas to help cope with adversity? I have been reading one lately, Manache Shlok by Sri Samartha Ramdas Swami. That is great. Could you tell me a bit about it, as I am not very good in Marathi? Manache Shlok is a beautiful work consisting of very simple verses with 4 lines in each verse. The presentation is very simple and can be easily followed. All these verses address the mind, teach what is right and what is wrong, and how should we live this life. It is a unique combination of psychology, philosophy, and spirituality. Wow, that's interesting. REBT also trains our mind in certain ways of thinking and analysis so that we can avoid many unpleasant experiences. REBT is based on the premise that our emotional and behavioral reactions are largely determined by our beliefs and attitudes about the events rather than the events themselves. The 4 main irrational evaluations are demandingness, awfulizing, low frustration tolerance, and people rating. When the irrational beliefs are challenged and replaced with rational beliefs, people make healthy choices and live a fulfilling life. Let me give you a few examples. Now look at this verse. नको रे मना क्रोध हा खेदकारी, नको रे मना कामना ना विकारी, नको रे मना सर्वदा अंगीकारू, नको रे मना मत्सरू दंभ भारू. In this verse, Sri Ramdas tells our mind to be free of anger, greed and envy. They always lead to regret. Anger and rage destroy the ability to think, and therefore letting go of these extreme emotions is important. In REBT, this would be called emotional regulation. REBT also advocates balance and moderation, which is referred to as hedonic calculus. The next verse I would like to tell you about is जगी सर्व सुखी असा कोण आहे, विचारे मना तोची शोधून पाहे, मनात वाचे रे पूर्व संचित केले, तया सारखे भोगणे प्राप्त झाले. In this verse, Ramdas is asking a question as to whether there is any human being who is truly happy. We all know life is full of challenges and everyone has to face the challenging times. Having unrealistic expectations leads to unhappiness and misery. Right, that's interesting. REBT says that demand for certainty leads to anxiety in our lives. REBT advises us to think flexibly and adjust our expectations according to changing and uncontrollable external factors. Let us look at the next verse. मना मानसी दुःख आणो नको रे, मना सर्वथा शोक चिंता नको रे, विवेके देहे बुद्धी सोडून द्यावी, विदेहीपणे मुक्ती भोगीत जावी. In this verse, Ramdas advises against being in sorrowful state all the time, to let go of unpleasant emotions which result in self-defeating behavior. Oh, so how do I analyze this verse in terms of REBT principles? REBT says that emotional distress is certainly unpleasant, but it is hardly unbearable. Viewing it unbearable makes it only harder to bear. This is called low frustration tolerance. Let us look at another verse. मनागो जरे तो जहे प्राप्त झाले परी अंतरी पाहिजे यत्न केले सदा श्रवणे पाविजे निश्चयासी धरी सज्जनी संगति धन्य होसी. In this verse, Sri Ramdas instructs the seeker that merely learning about the path to salvation will not change anything unless one actually strives. Guidance from worthy beings and experience through own pursuit will help him to live a fulfilling life. Let me explain this term the REBT way. REBT also believes that long-lasting cognitive change is unlikely to take place until the clients practice the new rational thinking and behave differently. Wow, that was an interesting conversation. So what I have understood is that Manache Shlok is a spiritual and a moral guide that emphasizes the importance of virtues like humility, self-discipline. Both Manache Shlok and REBT describe how unhealthy emotions are destructive and self-sabotaging. On the other hand, self-acceptance, acceptance of reality, and rational thinking help to live a fulfilling life. That is amazing. So essentially both Manache Shlok and REBT share a common goal of promoting personal growth and well-being. Yes, I agree. In fact, in India, it is easy to source and use different religious and cultural references that propagate rational living, allowing REBT principles to reach grassroots of our diverse country. Anyway, thanks Zui for introducing me to Manache Shlok. See you later.